Amazing. Again, so guys, thank you for being on this call today. I know you guys could have been doing other things throughout this time. I know right now in my area, it's 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Other area, I know out in London, it's 8 p.m. So you guys are probably just getting off work, getting your evening just started. In other areas, it's probably super early or super late. But again, thank you very, very, very much for being on this call, right? There's a certain reason on why you're on this call. Somebody brought you onto this call. They invited you onto this call for a specific reason, right? One of those reasons could be potentially now we're talking about money, right? We're talking about money and potentially you are sick and tired of being sick and tired of the money situation that you're potentially in right now, right? If you are sick and tired of being sick and tired, guess what? You were just like me, especially before the whole pandemic happened. All right. So before I get into this, let me introduce myself. My name is Justin. I'm 30 years old out of Brampton, Ontario, Canada. Right. And I actually started this journey of mine back when I lost both my jobs in 2020. Right. I felt the effects of the COVID pandemic. All right. I know many people also felt that effect as well. Right. Now, if you're one of those people, right, you guys knew and you guys understood that maybe job security wasn't quite there anymore. Right. Maybe in 2020, 2021, that job security isn't necessarily a thing, and that maybe making money online is almost a necessity, right? Making an extra stream of income is going to be super, super important because we saw a lot of us had that effect that, you know what, job security necessarily wasn't going to be there anymore, right? So let's first talk about how can we get into making money online. Before we start getting into that, we have to understand that there are going to be 4 different ways to make money, right? 4 different ways to create cash flow. All right. So the first side is going to be the left side, and then we're going to have a second side, which is going to be considered the right side. All right. This 4-way cash flow quadrant is called the cash flow quadrant. All right. If anyone on this call has ever read a book called Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, he actually goes in depth and talks about this 4-way cash flow quadrant. All right. So let's first talk about the 4-way cash flow quadrant on the left-hand side. Okay. On the left-hand side, this is where we have 95% of the world. Okay. And out of that 95% of the world, 60% of that world is actually working for somebody else, right? You might be employed by an employer, by a business owner, or even just anybody that you are working for. Okay. On that side, we are now trading our time for money. Okay. Where our money is now tied based on how much time we spent at work. Okay. The next thing that you're going to actually see on this other side is 35%. Okay. 35% out of this 95% are self-employed, right? We're talking about the estheticians. We got some barbers in here, basically people who are working on their own. Okay. They don't have to report to anybody. They don't have to speak to a manager. They don't necessarily have to report to anyone other than to themselves. But again, like I said, on this side of the left hand of the cash flow quadrant, right, you have to trade your time for money. Okay. Now, 95% of the world actually does this. And unfortunately, only 5% of the entire world's wealth is controlled on this side. Okay. So you're probably asking yourself, where is the other 95% of the world's money being controlled? That's where we get to the right side of the cash flow quadrant. All right. On the right side of the cash flow quadrant, right, this is where we have business owners and investors, right? 4% on this side out of the 5% are all business owners, right? So what are business owners? These are the people that have actually taken their money, invested it into a business, and have created systems for people to follow in order to actually generate cash flow. All right. So you can have businesses like Amazon, Sport Check, Canadian Tire, right? They created systems for their employees to follow in order for them to create the cash flow, right? Now, on the other 1%, right? The top 1%, all right, this is where the investors are, right? Having that investor mindset. This is where you're literally taking your money and making your money work for you, right? As opposed for you to work for your money, you are now actually having your money work for you. You're able to multiply your money, all right? So where am I actually talking about? How can we multiply our money? How can we tap into that right side of the cash flow quadrant, right? If we're all sitting now here on the left side of the cash flow quadrant where we're trading our time for money, right? There's areas where we can actually now move and transition our way into the right side, right? So how do we do that? We're going to tap into 2 specific markets, okay? Those markets that I'm talking about are going to be the foreign exchange market, all right, and the digital currency market, right? But first, let's talk about the foreign exchange market. All right, the foreign exchange market, all right, gets compared a lot to the stock market, but it's very, 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 very different compared to the stock market. All right, for the foreign exchange market, let's talk about money wise, right? There's $6.6 trillion a day floating through the foreign exchange market. Whereas I think in the actual stock market, you got about 22 billion that's floating basically on a day-to-day basis. Now, another thing that the foreign exchange market that has a benefit over the stock market, right? The foreign exchange market is open 24 hours for 5 days out of the week. Whereas with the stock market, right, it's only open from Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. And guess what? From 9 to 5, most of the time people are working. So they don't even have the opportunity to tap in, right? The only way they can tap in is by having their money sitting in the banks, right? Letting the banks do all the work, but yet you get a small return. All right. You get a really small return. Now, I want you guys to think about this, right? The money that you have sitting in the bank right now, how much money is it making for you, right? On a year-to-year basis, a lot of times you probably don't even get a 1% return for having your money sitting in the bank, right? But yet we know the banks are actually trading these in these markets, right? Trading in the foreign exchange market as well. So now what we can allow to show you now is how you can actually tap into the foreign exchange market without using, right, a central entity, just like the institutions. All right. Now, the other market I want to talk about is the digital currency market. All right. We're talking about Bitcoin. We're talking about Ripple. We're talking about Ethereum. Okay. This market as well is considered a multi-trillion-dollar market, right? 2021 has been a phenomenal year for the digital currency space and has actually been able to push it over into the trillion-dollar market cap. All right. Now, just like the foreign exchange market, this right here is also open 24 hours. But as opposed to 24 hours, 5 days out of the week, the digital currency market does not close at all. It goes for 24/7. All right. So that means that if you are busy, let's say working a 9 to 5 job, okay, and you have the weekends off, you have the ability to tap into both of these markets in the evening time and on the weekend, right? That right there is something that is extremely, extremely powerful to know that you have the ability to tap into these markets without having to have a central entity that's actually going to do it for you, right? That right there takes away from a lot of costs that are not going to go towards you, but it's going to go to that central entity, right? So another market that we actually like to tap into is the e-commerce side, right? Doing e-commerce through the drop shipping model. Now, with the drop shipping model, what we have here is we're going to be actually showing you how you can create your own online business, right? So just like on the right side of the cash flow quadrant, you're going to be able to tap into that full right side of the cash flow quadrant where you have your own business, plus you're learning how to invest at the same time. Now, when it comes to the drop shipping model, right, you're going to have a store that's going to be set up. You're going to have it open to the general public, right? In 2020 and 2021, we saw how much the online sales escalated due to the pandemic, right? So instead of you being on the other side where you're paying into these businesses, why not be the person that gets paid to run the business? All right. With the drop shipping model, what you're going to get is an online store where you're going to be able to showcase any product that you believe is going to do extremely, extremely well. All right. When you have your store, what you're going to be able to show off is maybe, some cell phone cases, right? Maybe you got some cell phone cases, maybe they're customized cell phone cases. All right. So let's say that you have some customized cell phone cases and you sell them for $200 a piece, right? When you sell them for $200 a piece, your customers are going to place orders on your online website, right? From there, what's going to happen is you are going to get paid that $200 for that customized phone case. And now what you're going to do is you are going to actually set up a manufacturer that's going to do a lot of the shipping for you. They're going to hold all of the inventory for you as well. All right. So what you do with this manufacturer is you take that $200, right, that you were paid to from the customer, and you're going to take $150, send that to the manufacturer where they're now going to actually pack it up for you and ship it directly to your customer. The manufacturer basically houses everything and does all the work for you. All right. Whereas you don't have to touch a single item, right? Customer now pays you $200 and you pay the manufacturer $150. Now what's left? $50 will be your profit. All right, guys, this is how the drop shipping model works. You save a lot of time and effort and a lot of money by not having to hold on to all the inventory in your own household or even in your own warehouse. All right. All you need to do is be able to manage your own online store. Okay. Now, how do we actually tap into those markets I was talking about earlier, right? Those markets I was talking about earlier, the cryptocurrency market and even the foreign exchange market, right? We have a very, very fast, efficient way of tapping into it called the HFX Academy. All right. With the HFX Academy, you can now make a matter of money in minutes. you can be profitable in minutes through this style of trading. All right. You can trade anything as in stocks. You can trade basically the foreign exchange market. You can trade crypto, right? But now you don't have to have so much time put into it. Imagine being able to sit at the computer for about an hour or so and input a few trades, but yet to be able to become profitable, right? Imagine being able to make the same amount of money that you were making on your 8-hour shift in a matter of minutes, right? In a matter of minutes. That's the power of having the HFX Academy. What does HFX stand for? High frequency exchange, right? High frequency meaning that we do a lot of trades in a shorter amount of time. That way you do not have to actually stay on the computer the whole time. We want to make sure that you can still live your life and just add this into your current schedule, right? Without interfering with your day-to-day basis. All right. So how does these markets work actually? How do they work? So the most important thing is to understand that the way these markets work, literally all you have to do is understand that the markets move in two directions, right? The market either moves up or the market moves down. All right, moves up or moves down. Now, when you see the market moving up or moving down, this is where you're going to identify if the market's coming down, you want to buy at a low price, right? Now, if the market's moving upwards, you want to buy at you want to sell it at a high price, right? The whole concept of buy low, sell high, buy low, sell high. Think about the same way when you go shopping, right? When you go shopping, you're looking for the lowest prices available, right? Why do you want to go for the lowest prices available? You want to be able to save that money. All right. Also, now let's say that you like to resell items, right? Let's say that you have a really nice pair of Jordans that you bought at a really low price. And it turns out you don't even want them anymore. You can now sell those Jordans for a higher price in order to create a profit for yourself. All right. Same concept happens when you're looking at the markets. You want to see when the market is down low, right? And you want to buy it at a low price and you want to sell it when it comes to a high price. Okay. What we're going to now be able to do for you is understand how to identify some of these patterns. That way you can create a strategy that's going to help you understand when to buy low and sell high. All right. So what you're looking at right here is what a chart would look like, right? To many, many people, these charts are becoming very, very familiar. But if you're on this call and you're trying to figure out what exactly is it that we're looking at, guys, we're not looking at a heart rate monitor here. All right. We're not looking at a heart rate monitor. We're literally looking at a chart. Okay. This chart right here is showing us the New Zealand dollar versus the American dollar. Okay. So we trade them in pairs. And what's going to happen now is the market's either going to go up or it's going to go down. These formations that I was talking about, these patterns that you see, right? Think about M's and even W's. When you can identify M's and W's in the market, the M's will basically tell you when you're going to be able to sell at a high point. If you see the W's, this is going to tell you when the market's at a low point and when you want to place a buy. Okay. Once you start to understand how this works, you can now start doing this in a matter of minutes. All right. When it comes to the HFX style of trading, we're doing everything time-based, right? We're anticipating the market to go up or down in a short amount of time. So let's say that I expect that this New Zealand dollar to the American dollar is going to come downwards in 2 minutes. All right. Let's say that I correctly forecast that the market's going to go down in 2 minutes. Right? If that happens, I am now going to get compensated with a payout. Okay, so how does a payout actually work? So let's take a look at this. Let's say we invested $10 into the market, right? We put $10 in and then we get a 70% return. What happens now is I'm going to get my initial investment back plus 70% of that initial investment back onto my account. So that gives me a total of $17, right? Now for $17, let's be real here, guys. No one on this call right now is looking just to make $7. All right. Think about what only $7 can get you, right? $7 can probably get you a large coffee over at Starbucks, right? I know it's called something else, but $7 isn't what we're here for. All right. Now let's actually take this up a notch, right? Imagine now you invested $100 and you got a 70% return for forecasting that the trade was going to actually go in a specific direction for the next 2 minutes, right? If you forecasted correctly and you invested $100 at a 70% return, right, you will now get $170 back in total, right? These numbers are a little bit more appealing, right? Now making $70 sounds a lot better than just making $7, okay? Now let's imagine this. You actually invested $1,000 into the exact same trade that we were just talking about. And at the same time, you're going to get a 70% return, right? At $1,000 and a 70% return, altogether, you're going to get your $1,000 back, all right, plus the 70% return for a total of $1,700. All right, guys, that is the power of trading, and that is the power of doing it in the HFX high frequency style, right? The same amount of money, or sorry, the same skill that you're going to use to make, $7, $70, and $700 are the exact same, right? But how can you get your accounts to be able to have $100 or $1,000 per trade, right? We teach you the power of compound, right? Multiplying your money. So we have you guys actually set up on a compound interest chart so that you can actually slowly over time compound your money to become bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. That way you'll be able to have that capital where now you have $1,000 per trade, right? And getting a 70% return, which is a total of $1,700, right? These are the numbers that we want to be talking about. These are the numbers that are absolutely capable of getting done. Right now, the most important part here is there is a 4-step system that's required for this to happen. All right, there's a 4-step system. The first step is going to be your education. Okay, just like everything new, right? It's going to just feel a little different. It may feel a little difficult at the beginning, but it's really not difficult. It's just something different that you've never done before. That's why we have a very, very simple basic academy that's going to teach you all the basic language, all the basic terminology of everything that you need to know on how to actually access these markets, right? Now, on top of that, step number 2 is you're going to get mentorship. All right, you're going to get direct mentorships from some of the top experts in these markets, right? What you're seeing in front of you right now is just an example of some of the top sessions that actually happen on a week-to-week basis, right? So if you actually take a look down below, these experts right here are going to actually have tons and tons of views. Guys, these are other students that are part of this academy that are plugging into these guys every single day, week in and week out. These guys are going to give you the mentorship required for you guys to be able to compound your money and hit those different levels in your account for you to see those really, really great returns. Okay, so what happens when you're actually plugging into these experts? They're going to have a live room just like this. Okay, if you take a look over here, they're going to have live rooms just like this. You're going to be able to watch them for an hour session, maybe an hour and a half, right? Where you get to see them mark up the charts live in front of you, right? You get to see exactly what they see. They talk out loud to explain what is it in the markets that they see so that you can pick up the things that they see and do the things that they do, right? In this world, if there's somebody that has something that you want, the best way to do it is to imitate what they do, right? Do what they do to get what they get. All right. Now, if you ever have questions during any of the classes, there's a live chat box that is actually available during every single live session. Okay. Now, let's say again that you are not able to make it to their session. All right. Let's say you check their schedule, right? Just like here, but something is happening in your life because we understand that, things are always happening in everybody's life. Let's say you can't make it on their live session. Every session that's going to be live gets recorded and it gets dropped into every single expert's specific channel. So let's say you can't make it to one of those guys and you have to come to it after, but you want to learn exactly what it is that they were talking about previously on their live session. Hop onto their channel, okay? And then you can get access to the recorded favorite videos, just like the ones you see down here in the bottom, okay? Now, step number 3 is going to be choosing your weapon. All right, when we say choosing your weapon, what we've done now to make the transition, right, of trading your time for money and to becoming an investor and business owner, we have now created tools for the average person to learn how to use it to help you read the markets, right? Reading these markets can be difficult in the very beginning. So what we've done is we created multiple different applications and online scanners that are going to help you to read the market. Right, guys? Artificial intelligence is here. Every single person that's on this call right now has artificial intelligence. It's in your phone, guys, whether you're an Android user or an iPhone user, right? It makes our lives easier, right? In the palm of our hands, we have a computer, a cell phone, and whatever digital device else we have too, right? Same thing is going to apply here. Whatever AI technology is attached to these right here is going to make your life easier when you're on the markets. Okay, guys, that's step number 3. Now, step number 4, it's going to be actually having this all accessible while you're on the go, right? We have a learn and earn on the go system. So what we've been able to create are amazing apps that literally send you notifications to your phone telling you when it's time to make money, right? Imagine being able to look at your phone and instead of seeing a bunch of text messages, a bunch of DM messages, and maybe a bunch of nonsense that are being notified to you that you didn't even realize you just subscribed to, Imagine being able to look at your phone and seeing notifications from these 3 amazing apps. Guys, that's money calling you on your phone, right? If you look at a SwipeCoin is now telling you when there's a trade in the digital currency market, right? If you take a look at the SwipeTrade is telling you when there's money being made in the foreign exchange market, right? If you look at the Gold Cup, guys, we trade commodities as well, right? Commodities and stocks, right? So if you get a notification from Gold Cup, right, you're getting told that there's money to be made on gold, silver, and all of the other indices like the S&P 500, the US 30, and the NAS 100. All right, guys, that's the beauty about having this beautiful 4-step system, right? It is all catered for the newest person without any experience to be able to learn how to capitalize these markets, okay? Now, you guys are probably wondering, this is amazing, right? There's a lot of stuff that I just spoke about, right? So let's recap exactly what we talked about, right? We talked about having the basic education, which is step number 1, right? We talked about having the mentorship from amazing experts in these markets, right? Step number 3 is going to be picking your weapon, right? Which artificial intelligence scanner is it that you want to use, right? And then we have step number 4 is where you learn and earn on the go, right? You get text messages, you get notifications telling you when it's time to make money, even when you're not in front of a computer. All right, so what happens here now is you're probably wondering, how do we get access to all this, right? There's a lot of information, a lot of great information, right? This is going to be able to take you to the next level, but how do you get access into this? Now, guys, I do have to notify you guys that this is going to be, right, a play as you pay go, right? So pay as you play, right? This isn't a free stuff that we do, right? It does require money to make more money, right? So pay as you play. Now, how does the cost actually work here? So if you guys are interested in doing just the foreign exchange market or the high frequency market, right? Each one is going to cost you $235 to begin. All right, $235 to begin. After that, your monthly cost is actually going to get dropped. So after the first 28 days of your time, learning the skill, what's going to happen is you are only going to get charged $175 on a month-to-month basis, right? The cost actually goes down, right? Think about this as a gym membership. There's an initial startup cost for you to get access to the gym and the equipment that they have. And then on a month-to-month basis, the price actually goes down, okay? Now, same thing's going to apply for the DCX Academy. So digital currency, right? Startup cost of $235 and then $175 monthly, okay? Now, let's say that you want to take advantage of all of these markets, right? You want to take advantage of the foreign exchange market, trading it in the HFX style, and also you want to make money in Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Ripple, right? We have an all-in package right here for the cost of $325 startup, and then the cost goes down after the first 28 days and goes down to $275 monthly. All right, guys, this right here is where a lot of people are taking advantage because we understand that in the markets, right, the more opportunities that you have to make, the better your chances are actually of being profitable, right? We also believe that, the average millionaire is going to have 7 streams of income. Guys, we are able to just show you 4 different ways that you can actually make money, right? That's 4 different ways you can tap into to create 4 different streams of income. Let's say you're working a full-time job. You can now actually have 5 different streams of income that you could be making, right, in order to get yourself to the closer steps of having 7 streams, just like your average billionaire, okay? Now, what we also have right here, like I was saying, is we have our ECX package, all right? The ECX package, right, started off at $325, okay? We actually have now a special price where it's only gonna cost you the same price as a DCX package, an FRX package, or the HFX package right here, right? That'll bring now your cost instead of $275, it'll become $175. All right. We just saw the value in this package as well, so that everybody can actually get access on now how to create your own online business with the e-commerce drop shipping model. All right, guys. Again, like I said, 4 amazing ways that you can be making extra money online, right? And we found out that in 2020 and 2021, that making another stream of income, especially online, becomes now a necessity, right? It's not a luxury to be able to do it. It almost becomes a necessity to get this done. All right. Now, if you guys are like me now, right, you can actually get this for free, right? If you guys like free, right, you're going to love the scholarship program that we have available, right? The scholarship program basically states that if you have 2 active referrals, right, and they stay actively paying on a month-to-month basis, right, you are going to actually get your monthly cost completely waived, right? You don't have to now pay, all right, for having 4 different streams of income available, right? Imagine having access to all of those academies, all of those different scanners, and all of the different educators and experts in the market, all for free, right? Majority of our company and a majority of our academy is actually doing this, right? 90% of our academy tapping into this and getting this for free now, right? You're gonna naturally want to share this with other people, right? You're probably thinking, oh, I gotta do this right off the bat. You don't think you have to do it that way. This isn't 100% mandatory. This is an option that you can choose to tap into, right? Imagine now that you are making money on your own, right? You come home from your 9 to 5, and let's say that you hop on the computer and you make some money in the first hour, maybe 2 hours of you trading HFX style. All right. Let's say you start to make money. Naturally, over time, you're going to start to see that compound effect come into play. You're going to start to see the amount of money that you've been making slowly growing, growing, growing. I mean, guess what? It's going to be growing a lot faster than when your money is just sitting in a bank account, right? So naturally, what's going to happen is you're going to want to refer other people. Think about all the different places that you referred, say, some friends or family to, right? If you've ever been to a really, really great restaurant, you've referred somebody on why you like that restaurant so much, right? Let's say you have a specific car brand that you like. You're going to refer somebody to start looking into buying that specific car, right? What happens is when you naturally enjoy the things that you're doing, you can't help yourself but talk so highly of it and start sharing that information with people, right? Same thing applies with this right here. This referral program can get you a free access to all of the great information I just shared with you. Okay. Now, what we also have available here is if you actually want to take it to another step further, right? We have a completely optional 5th stream of income that you can actually tap into. Now, if you're ever actually wondering, how can I actually take my own time into my own hands, right? How can I now really get away from having to trade my time for money? How can I get away from working that hard grind of a 9 to 5 job, right? Not talking about, careers. Like if you have a career, kudos to you. You found something you're truly passionate about, right? But I'm talking about a job that you go to that you are dreadful for having, right? A job that you can't actually wake up in the morning to get up to every single night, where you have to literally drag yourself out, right? If you guys were ever looking for another way, just like myself, because I was sick and tired of being sick and tired at the jobs that I was working, right? We have another optional way for you to create another stream of income, right? This is the hidden 5th stream of income that we have available with this package, right? So how can this actually happen? You can now create passive income through this academy, right? How can you create passive income through this academy? What we actually have here is if you have 3 personal referrals, okay, 3 personal referrals, you can now actually get paid $37.50 week to week, every single week, right? For a total of $150 a month. Now, let me ask you guys, right? $150 doesn't seem like much. But guys, if you guys have a job and you saw that $150 was missing from your bank account, you can't tell me that you're not going to go to your HR department, you're not going to go to your manager, you're not going to go to your supervisor and ask them, hey, I've been working my butt off. Where's this missing $150? Right? But guess what? Imagine being able to get that $150, right? Imagine being able to get $150 on a month-to-month basis and what you can really do with $150, right? And now imagine taking that $150 and also being able to put that into your trading account, right? So think about this. Instead of taking your hard-earned money, right, and putting into your trading account, why not take the money that the academy is going to pay you by helping 3 other individuals get started? Take that $150, put it into your trading account. You are now trading without your own money. All right, guys. So let's say you want to take it up a notch. Let's say those other 3 people that you've been helping out, right, to make money in these markets, let's say that they naturally just get so happy and they start sharing the information as well. They start sharing with other people that they are making money on their phone while at home, right? All available in these markets, right? Imagine what happens if you actually get 12 people all together a part of your team, right? You've now created a team from 3 people to 12 people. You are now going to get compensated because you are helping other people make money through the platform. How much are you going to get compensated? You'll get $150 a week for a total of $600 a month. All right, guys, now we're talking some bigger numbers here, right? $600 can be life-changing for somebody, right? Think about what $600 can do for you, right? Think about what $150 a week can do for you. Can that pay for your cell phone bill? right? Can that pay for the lights? Can that pay for the heat? Right? Can that pay for a car payment? Can this pay for possibly insurance? Right? This is where we start getting into the bigger numbers. By you able to help other people out, you will get compensated for it too. Okay. Now imagine your team of 12 turns into a team of 30, right? You guys are just absolutely crushing. You guys are killing it. You guys are making money in minutes, and you guys are absolutely having a phenomenal time with your crypto portfolios as well. Your team grows to 30, you now get compensated $250 every single week, whether you like it or not, for a total of $1,000 a month. Guys, an extra $1,000 a month to a lot of people can definitely be life altering, right? Again, same thing. Imagine what you can do with $250 a week or an extra $1,000 a month, right? I know I'm calling from Canada now. Imagine what these numbers are going to be converted into Canadian, right? These numbers are becoming a lot larger when you actually convert it into Canadian dollars, right? So really, really, really think about the power of helping someone else learn how to make money, right? Imagine being able now to actually teach something that should have been taught in school, right? Financial literacy isn't always available when it comes to going to school, right? We barely get taught how to count money. We barely get taught what to do with money. We barely get taught about taxes in the ages that we should have been, especially during the high school stages, right? Imagine being able to get compensated this amount of money, all right, just for helping people to understand how they can actually multiply the money that they have. Okay. Now you can take this another step further, right? There are different levels that are going to be available for this. And I heavily, heavily emphasize that again, guys, this is completely optional. All right. 90% of the academy is just trading, right? 90% of the academy is just tapping into the 4-step system on how to make money, right? How to make money grow for them through that 4-step system. Guys, the other 10% have tapped into this section right here, right? We have different levels basically all the way up to a Chairman 750, where now you can get paid $187,500 on a week-to-week basis, right? Again, like I said, guys, this is totally optional. If you see the value of wanting to help other people, if you see the value of wanting to actually share this information with other people, you will now get naturally compensated for it. But again, you can tap in and be just like the rest of the 90% of the people that are just making money in the markets, right? But in my opinion, why not take advantage of where someone is going to pay you a little extra for being a kind soul, for being able to teach somebody a way to make some extra money, right? And then from there, take that extra money that's getting paid to you, being compensated for, and then putting it into your trading account, right? When you have more money in your trading account, you can compound it a lot faster. All right, guys, that's the true power of that. Now, what I actually want to make sure that you guys understand now is you've seen all the information. All right, you've seen all the information available right in front of you. What I need you guys to now understand is you guys have to make a decision. All right, making a decision is going to be key at this point, right? There's a reason why you're on this call. Now you need to make a decision, all right, of whether you want to actually get this thing started, right? Now take a look at this. Take a look, right? The root word of decide, right, is side, right? The Latin root word is side. Now, when you take a word side, right, the word side basically means to kill, right? Think about homicide, think about suicide, right? It means to kill, right? So now you need to decide to kill all the limiting belief that could be running through your mind right now and make the right decision to get involved, right? Now, what's going to happen here? There's either 3 different types of people that are currently on this call, all right? 3 different types of people. First person is going to be, hey, I love the information that I saw, but I truly don't think this is going to be for me. You know what? If you're person number 1, I thank you for your time. Thank you for hopping on. Thank you for seeing all the information, right? But again, thank you very much for hopping on. Now, there's a second type of person that's going to be on this call, right? Person number 2 now is going to see the value of actually trading in these markets, right? Trading in these markets through the 4-step system, and also wants to get all of this for free, right? You want to actually start trading, but you also want to make sure that you don't have to pay on a month-to-month basis for this, right? If you're person number 2, get back to the person that got you onto the call, all right, and tell them that you're person number 2 and you're ready to get this going, right? Now, the third person that's going to be on this call, okay, the third person is going to be, hey, I see the value of the whole system. That 4-step system to make money on my phone and to make money online just makes sense. I want to run this up and make money online, but I also want to help a lot of other people do this too, right? Now, if you're person number 3 and you really want to run this up, get back to the person that just got you onto this call and tell them that you're person number 3, right? The person's number 3, we're going to get you all set up. That's going to be needed for you to get the 4-step system running. Plus, we're going to get you with a full marketing plan to ensure that you can tap into the whole system that's going to be available. All right, guys. Now, I truly, truly appreciate you guys for being on this call. Thank you for taking the time for being on this call. All right, that is it from me. Now, like I said, guys, please make the right decision. Get back to the person that got you onto this call and tell them what person you are. Take care. Love y'all. Peace.